Oh yeah.
So yeah, let's just close enough. 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
What do we got for our topics tonight that we're gonna hit on?
Well, we're gonna do the weekly segment of Shit Oz tells you to
Shit
do.
Oz tells
I got
you
a
to.
whole brand new thing for you to introduce into your life. And then we got UFC recap.
Yeah, we'll do it first.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, the first UFC recap.
Well, if you want to finish the topics, accountability, which is a great topic.
Yeah.
Accountability, how to set that up, how to fucking maximize it in your life. Resistance, which could talk forever about. And then balancing and prioritizing training schedules. So
Cool.
Yeah.
After the first episode.
First episode was awesome.
Yeah,
I love the response. I love
Yeah.
the things that people have said.
Yeah.
Over this past week, it's been really cool.
People have been asking for people who I won't name any names, but I'd ask them. Name any names. I'm asking. I want to see that. Where was it? And I'm like, I'm like, should I share it with this person? Should I I always give a little disclaimer. I'm like, it's just we say some stupid shit.
Yeah.
Never disrespectful.
Right.
But
that's part of it.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
You get in your own head about it, and I went through after we did it and listened to the whole thing.
I won't do it.
And
Yeah.
No,
That'd be tough.
There was Sunday, the day after we did it, I found that I sort of crashed after that. I just wanted to be alone.
Right.
And not talk to anyone.
Cry a little bit.
Just sort of let it. Yeah, exactly. Some quality me time.
Yeah, well, you put a lot of yourself out there, so
Right.
it's like you gotta get back to basics.
There was
tickle the old grundle.
There was a wave of embarrassment. Oh my god, what the fuck did I say last night?
Dude, putting yourself out there takes fucking courage.
It's a weird shit, right?
It's like a form of art, podcasting or whatever.
Right.
So an artist, you put yourself out there, that takes courage.
I'm kind of intrigued by it though. I find it's very
interesting,
unique, and it's a unique.
Podcasts have changed my life. Joe Rogan podcast changed my life significantly. I think changed a lot of lives.
Mm-hmm. I would say when you think about it, recently when I've been asking people, how did you hear about the gym or Jiu-Jitsu or martial arts? They're referencing podcasts. I hear Rogan, I hear Tim Kennedy, I hear Jocko talk about it. And they're all talking about, and others.
Just
and it's how cool it is. I have to do this part multiple times.
Yeah. Real estate podcasts are what got me into real estate, and that's what completely changed the course of my life. Real estate podcasts changed my life. Yeah, that's how I got into real estate because I started listening to some podcasts.
I never asked that question.
Yeah.
What was it called? Let's see if I can remember that you told me.
This podcast put out by a guy named Matt Terrio, Epic Real Estate Investing, and then from there, it was Bigger Pockets Podcast, which is by far the biggest real estate community on the internet.
Interesting.
Cool. Yeah.
I think I remember you talking about that a lot.
Yeah, very informative. But yeah, I mean, so that podcasting, anyway, is an incredible new medium.
It's the future.
It's the future. It's changing the world.
I didn't not get it. Of course, I got it. I just didn't necessarily believe it at first. But I didn't think that I thought spoken word was essentially dead. You know what I mean? And I thought almost writing was dead too. I thought video was going to be everything.
Video, vlogging, all that stuff.
My mind is shifting a little bit on some of these things.
I don't think listening to human beings will ever go out of style. I think we're just it's almost meditative to just listen to someone talk.
It is.
To get into the reality. Think about how long radio talk shows.
He's like, human beings never go out.
I'm the one who's not.
It did. It made me feel good too. It was very soothing. I'm finding it meditative right now, baby.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, so after we did that podcast, we went to the Cage JSA and we watched UFC.
Cool night.
It was awesome.
Yeah, very cool night. So, I think we walked. The first fight of the night was.
Oh man, I don't remember their names.
I don't remember. I feel so
bad.
bad.
Ground and pound was savage. Yeah, it's a shame that we don't remember their names. We should probably know that if we're gonna actually recap these fights. Well, that's the only fight I don't know the names though.
Yeah.
But so anyway, it was this Brazilian dude.
And that young black kid who pulled off that.
That's
trying to pull off that flying omoplata.
Flying omoplata.
It was just.
But the dude on top was just savage.
Oh.
Fucking savage ground and pound. I forget how it ended though. That's the only one I don't really remember.
I think.
Did it go to decision? Yeah, he clearly won. Yeah.
Oh, clearly won.
Absolutely.
But I think it was this kid's debut on the main card.
Yeah.
And a lot of hype behind it. It was
actually probably one of the best fights of the night.
I enjoyed it. I remember, wow.
Yeah.
Mighty Mouse versus
Cejudo.
Yeah.
So that guy, I mean, that guy's an incredible human being. It's the first time in history that somebody's gotten an Olympic gold medal and then become a UFC world champion. That's the first time. So Ronda was a bronze. Nobody else has been an Olympic gold medalist and then come back and become a UFC champion.
Really?
Yeah. So this is the first in history. Double
So
gold, basically.
What was Cormier?
He was he didn't make the podium. He was 4th place in the Olympics. So this dude became a gold medalist Olympian. Then he said, you know what? I'm going to do an entirely different sport, which, yes, it has elements of wrestling,
Sure.
but it's a whole different sport, really. He had to start from scratch and became world champion. Beat Mighty Mouse, who some consider the best of all time.
Yeah, yes. Absolutely. The most best technician, skill, athleticism.
But throughout this fight, we were talking about this, is like how small they are and how much more margin of error they have.
Yeah.
This is something like Brendan Schaub, who's hated universally, talks about a lot. Like how heavyweights have like no margin for error. You make one mistake, boom, you're going to fucking sleep because these are heavyweights. Mighty Mouse, you can make at that weight class, you can make a mistake, you're gonna get hit. Okay, you can come back, you can move, you can scramble, and they're super fast. Like it's a whole different experience.
Right.
Anyway, still incredibly impressive. Mighty Mouse.
So the bone density is the same.
Oh God.
So like, well, I mean, I don't know.
These
like
heavyweights,
it's almost like there's a margin of error. It's like, yeah, heavyweights. It's almost like to say that they're hitting.
They can put people to sleep, whether they're big or small. These heavyweights can put people to sleep.
The point was like the skull is still relatively.
Right. But you still get knocked out,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
You still get knocked out.
There's so much more muscle in the power. The skull's relatively the same.
Right.
So all that damage is just magnified because the guy's so much bigger.
Exactly.
Fucking nailed it. Took
Nailed it, bro. You made it.
Fuck.
You got there.
That was tough.
So that's why it's
almost
almost not as exciting to watch this time. That's why like
the cool technicians.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So anyway, fucking Cejudo, all respect to him for becoming a double champion. That's incredible. Wrestling, which is probably considered the toughest sport on earth, and MMA, which is the other toughest sport on earth, and he became champion in both. So amazing. Yeah, and then of course TJ Dillashaw versus Cody Garbrandt too.
Man, what a
fuck yeah!
Stamp.
Woo!
Wow, that was intense.
Dude, TJ Dillashaw is fucking incredible. That dude is incredible.
So skilled mentally, physically, technically, like
he's game though too. He's a fucking fighter. Like he's not just a technician. He is a technician. He has no holes in his game seemingly, but a fucking fighter. He will knock you out. Oh man, that's cool. That's cool. And it's just so what I felt happened was Cody was doing just fine.
Yeah.
He got tagged. And his brain, his frontal lobe shut off, and he just started swinging. He's like, "Fuck you." His emotions got the best of him, and he started. And that's him. He's not as smart as TJ.
Right. No offense to the guy. But
no offense to the guy, but he's not as fucking smart. And his fight IQ is not. TJ's fight IQ is way up there.
I like that word, that phrase. Fight
yes,
IQ.
yes.
I like when they call it fight IQ. That's a big thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. So he threw technique and strategy out the window, and he started swinging. And you cannot do that with a guy as high level as TJ Dillashaw. No. He's champion of the world at that weight class. It's like he doesn't have those holes where you can just start. That's the difference between championship level and fucking level below.
They know that's coming too. They know that wild swinging style he's got. They're just.
He's trained with Dwayne Bang Ludwig. He's one of the best striking coaches on the planet.
I love his Instagram page, man.
I should follow that.
They always got Dillashaw's always on there. And they're always just putting out these cool like flows and drills and of their like that unique style. Such a cool, it's a cool page. And like they got his little bow that they do, his little bow, and I don't know what the fuck's going on. It's like it's fucking cool as shit.
Nice.
Boss Rutan's on there sometimes.
Oh yeah, fucking Boss
cool.
Rutan, man.
Yeah, it's cool.
So that was just absolutely incredible performance, great card, and we were just happy with everything.
Yeah, that was a good night.
That was a good night. That's a good night.
I finally went to bed around 2 a.m.
Yeah, I got to bed late. I stood in my kitchen eating a Chipotle burrito at like 2:30 in the morning.
I made eggs.
I was fucking hungry, man.
Yeah, I made eggs.
I had a sandwich prepared for when I got home.
Good. Smart. That's right. Yeah, so let's get into shit I want to tell you fuckers to do.
Tell us. What we got?
All right. So, cold showers were well received, and today I want to talk about adding salt to your water every morning. Wow. Basically drinking 12 ounces of water with a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and a little lemon juice if you're feeling a little extra, feeling a little spicy. Squeeze a 1/4 lemon in there and drink that first thing in the morning before you do any fucking thing else. Because
what's it gonna do for me?
You've lost probably a liter of water over the course of the night by just through your breath. So you've lost water over the course of the night. Now you could chug water, but what that's going to do, you're washing all your electrolytes out. So we need to replenish our electrolytes first thing in the morning when we wake up. That's the first thing that should hit your lips. Instead of just downing coffee, which by that point you're already dehydrated from the night, don't do that. Save that for a little later. I got this from a book called Own the Day, Own Your Life, by the way, by Aubrey Marcus, who I respect very much. He's another guy you definitely listen to, and that's a great book. It's got a ton of different shit in it, including the cold shower stuff too. But anyway, so these 12 ounces of water with a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, Himalayan salt, not just your regular iodized table salt. Absolutely not. That will deplete you. You want something with minerals in it, real salt. There's a reason why they used to say, or that expression, he's not worth his salt, because Roman soldiers used to be paid in salt. It was such a valuable thing back in those times, because people didn't get enough salt, but they needed that salt. So we think of salt as a bad thing. It's actually a really good thing. We need salt with our water. We need salt in our food as long as it's a healthy source of salt, and we don't already have heart disease, which at that point, salt, or if we don't already have like congestive heart failure or something, at that point salt can be bad. But, or like high blood pressure. But when you're a healthy, normal adult, or young person too, salt in your water, I think that'll have just as much a positive impact as cold showers, honestly.
How much was it again?
So take just a full glass of water, 12 ounces of water every morning, first thing in the morning, and put a 1/4, ooh, bad boy, and put a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. 1/4 teaspoon of salt.
So that's not much.
It's not a ton. 1/4 teaspoon of salt.
If something rings on my phone too, what do you want me to do? These things happen.
Shut it off ahead of time.
Yeah, well, science isn't caught up to these.
Your brain hasn't caught up to these things. Yeah, so that's it. That's my fucking shit I'm telling you to do. I want you guys to experiment with that, see how it makes you feel.
Well, I will.
For me, it definitely helped with my level of hydration daily.
Give me a thought here. So, hypothetically, well, not hypothetically, this happens. Like, I try to chug like water, or I have like water first thing in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, man, it makes me like I'm gonna throw up every single fucking time. Now I haven't done salt and the lemon, but like the second I start putting water in my lips in the morning, it just makes me want to like nauseous. It's fucking weird as fuck.
I haven't heard that before.
But it's weird. At
You just
night,
don't want to do it.
At night, I want to chug. I'll wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I fill up a big glass of water.
So think about how dehydrated you are if you're fucking waking up and chugging water.
But then I wake up like 4 hours later, 3 hours later. It's like 3. I'll wake up around 6. I try to do it again. I can't take it.
Yeah,
it makes me want to puke. It's the weirdest thing.
That is weird.
Maybe just
slowly sip it.
Yeah.
Slowly sip it. Do the best you can. I try to fucking just chug it because I don't want to stand there forever. I'm just
that's my
get
thing.
It down.
I want to get it done.
Yeah. So then get it done. Just try to see if you can become accustomed to it over the course of a few days.
I think maybe the salt and the lemon might
help.
Spice it up a little bit. You know?
Spice it up. I mean, the salt definitely doesn't make it taste good.
No, what I mean is like it
get down.
Something I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like you almost taste the not the chlorine. That kind of like the water has a little funky. Even though it's been filtered out, it still has some that off flavor sometimes or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That first thing in the morning, you say, I don't know what it is. Don't know what it is. It happens.
Gotta filter that water a little better there, Chief. My water tastes crystal clear.
Well, I don't got that, you know.
Tap the fucking
fancy system.
Tap the stream.
Brita.
Fancy
Brita people.
Did we want to talk Wim Hof today or no?
I have a strainer. You know.
Well, I think the Wim Hof thing might go with the cold shower thing. Right?
It does.
Because I find myself really having to control my breathing in the cold shower.
That's actually a big part of it.
Right.
Because your body wants to gasp
right.
and lose that breath as a natural response. I think it's called the gasp reflex or something like that. And yeah, controlling your breathing in the cold shower. Now, when you're out of the cold shower, there's this really incredible breathing technique that Wim Hof, if you guys don't know about Wim Hof, look him up. Fucking incredible human being. Amazing human being. Another one that was on the Rogan podcast. But yeah, anyway, so the breathing technique consists of 30 to 50 power breaths, which is basically you breathe in with your chest. It's actually not your belly, with your chest. I'm not going to do it because I'll get all lightheaded because it does make you lightheaded. Yeah. But 30 to 50 power breaths until you're feeling lightheaded. Even just that little bit made me feel lightheaded. And tingly in the tips of your fingers and your toes. And at the last breath, you exhale all your air and you hold it as long as you possibly can. So big, deep breath in and out 30 to 50 times. If you can only do 5 the first time, just do 5 because you can get like very lightheaded. And don't do it in water. Don't do it near water because you can pass out and you can fucking drown. So that's important. Do it sitting down on the floor. Sit in a chair and do this shit. Just nowhere where you can drown because you might pass. Don't do it while you're driving.
Hold on, let's back up. So what does this do for me?
Okay, so Listen, I don't know the ins and outs of the whatever the fuck it does, but it's
Don't
hyperoxygenation, and then because you're taking these power breaths, right? You don't do that in daily life. We just breathe this normal amount. Now you're increasing the volume of your breathing now. In and all the way out. In and all the way out. And I think what's happening is it's hyperoxygenating your blood, and then you blow all your air out and you hold it as long as you can. And you would actually be surprised after doing that how long you can hold your breath with all your air out. And Wim Hoff has this whole program, and it can get pretty crazy. Like, you'll do push-ups with your breath all, blown out, and it's like you actually show yourself what you can accomplish without any air in your fucking lungs, which is really cool. So, and I've done this, and it's almost this psychedelic sort of trip. You do that, and then you breathe out, and you hold, and your body, you almost want to like, am I all right? Am I doing something funky? No, you just hold it, and your body, it just feels, it's a very different sensation than you've probably felt before. Very interesting. I like it a lot. Like, before I go to sleep, I like it a lot. I do that, and you're almost like, whoa, kind of almost out of body-ish a little bit, and then you breathe in, and you hold it for another 15 to 20 seconds, and then you relax. That's one cycle. You can do 3 cycles. You can do 5. I usually just do 1. It feels really good. It's very euphoric after, too.
Interesting.
So that's really cool.
There's a lot of health benefits.
There are health benefits. So here's the thing. Wim Hoff...
Increased lung capacity. What's this whole thing?
I think so. I don't see how it couldn't.
Right. That's all I'm saying. What's his thing with the cold water Wim Hoff to combine? Get a lowdown on that. So
both of those things go hand in hand, and it actually both of those things have shown to improve your immune system too. So yeah, he does he doesn't recommend doing the breathing in the water. You don't want to do that type of breathing in the water. But this guy actually holds the record for the longest under ice swim. So he swam they did a hole in the ice. He got under. They did a hole in the ice way over there, and he fucking swam. He has the world record for that. Swimming under ice. That's fucking incredible. So he'll do it. He's an expert. Don't anybody else go doing the power breathing and then getting in a shower or a cold bath or anything, because you could pass out. But I'll say that as many times as I have to, so people don't do that shit.
Dr. Oz says don't do some shit.
Yeah, don't do some shit. No, but
that'll get you dead.
So both of those things on their own can drastically improve your life and your immune system and your body. Do them together, and your head will explode. That's how fucking good it all is, and it's really good for your immune system. And actually, this is a great segue into balancing training schedules. I, for a long time, had trouble recovering from the amount of training I wanted to do.
Sure.
Since I implemented cold showers, more so than the breathing, but the breathing I think helps. But since I implemented cold showers, my recovery has gone through the roof. I'm able to do as many jiu-jitsu and lifting sessions as I want, and I'm usually good to go for that next session that I want to do. Because a lot of times I like to train twice in a day, multiple times a week.
Well, that's what we get to. So that was perfectly bridge into
great segue.
Balancing
training schedules.
And I also want to add priorities, meaning or different training modalities. Like hypothetically, jiu-jitsu, gi, no gi, strength training, CrossFit, kayak, whatever it is, balancing your passions, I guess.
Yeah.
And not being kind of ashamed to do that too. There's I've talked to a lot of guys lately who have asked me questions about that, and I think it's a good topic. So let's what's the first one? I
think a lot of it comes down to what your personal preference is, right? So not being ashamed to say.
No, I don't want to go there yet. I'm sorry.
What?
I wanted to ask you. I want to segue into. What is your current training schedule? What are you doing right now?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've shifted heavily back over to a lot of lifting and athletic training, training, even in lieu of some jiu-jitsu sessions, which maybe people might frown upon. But I think too, love
keep that thought.
Yes, okay. Love lifting and just being fit and fitness and being strength, all that shit. I love that just as much. I hate to say it, but just as much as I love jiu-jitsu.
Keep that thought again.
Yeah.
Keep going.
I love it hate to say it because you almost feel shamed for it. But no, I love that shit. There's the feeling I get from lifting some good weight or doing a great GST session gives me just as much of a euphoric feeling and makes me feel just as good as a good jiu-jitsu session. I love both separately and together.
Why do you feel shamed by it?
Because I don't know. We're in this martial arts community. That's our main community is the martial arts community. And most of those people, I'd say so.
It's only martial arts
It's
people?
not only, but our main community consists of martial arts people, right? A lot of them don't train in the other side. It's almost like, the others. Like the others, they train over there, they do the strength and stuff, and then we're the others over here too. But I'm part of both camps, and so are you, of course. It's
Right.
Jiu-Jitsu and Strength Academy,
Right.
which I love. That's why I love that name. It's so basic. It's Cage Jiu-Jitsu and Strength Academy. I love that name. It's basic and descriptive of
Very
what we
simple,
fucking
what we
do.
do.
We want to be good at Jiu-Jitsu, and we want to be strong and fit.
So
that's what we want to do.
The reason I like pondered this exact same thing for.
I know you have.
Let's say it. And I've come to conclusions that you have to not give a fuck. If you want to pay attention and focus on your strength, because that's what you want to do, and that's what makes you feel better, and that's what the area the thing you want to attack right now.
Then
Fuck
fucking
everything else,
do it, man.
Fucking do it, man. You got. I mean, that's like when I know I felt the same thoughts, like, man, I should be doing more jiu-jitsu, or I should be on the mats more. And when I realized, well, there'd be business.
What does should? What does should mean?
That's what I'm trying to say.
What are your goals? That's what matters. What's your why?
Don't fuck someone else.
Exactly. What you feel.
Think someone else might think. Your perceived.
What makes you happy, man? And
Yeah.
a lot of us do shit sometimes to please others, right?
Absolutely.
But what makes you happy? Like if lifting weight, like there was a long time where you went off and you did strongman and competed in strongman, and you were training
3 or
very
4
little
years.
jiu-jitsu
Yeah,
at that time.
yeah.
It's like, all right, that's what made you happy, man,
Right.
and you're doing it. All right, do it. I love that.
Yeah.
So, I also like the notion of cycles, right? Life has
Yeah.
its cyclical nature, and I find that, so like not that long ago, a few months ago, I was training so much jiu-jitsu, I was drastically decreasing the amount of strength training I was doing.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu twice a day, whatever, because I was competing a lot, and I was training for
Right.
these specific competitions. And honestly, I was missing that vital part of myself and my life, that is moving my body in a primal nature, other than jiu-jitsu. Believe it or not, honestly, people think jiu-jitsu is this, like, it's not good for your body. I mean, you're so hunched, your
It's
fingers,
not,
you're getting
yeah.
arthritis, your fucking
Jesus
joints. It's like,
Christ.
when I do a good GST session or a good lifting session, I feel opened up. I feel like my body has awakened. When I do jiu-jitsu, and thank God for cold showers now to combat the inflammation, when I do jiu-jitsu, I feel inflamed.
Shit
I feel like it's
hurts.
not good for my body. My body was in fight or flight mode. It felt like it was in a fight, that stress hormone, the cortisol goes up.
So that's what one of my old Derek's coach used to say, the same exact thing. It was that jiu-jitsu is actually not good for losing. Like I've always carried some power good.
Not good for
Right?
losing weight.
Not
right,
good for losing weight
cortisol's
because the
going up.
cortisol's going up. You're
Yeah.
spiking your cortisol all the time.
What does cortisol do?
It's a stress hormone.
Yeah.
It's a hormone that gets
Releases
released when your
like
body's in
estrogen.
stress.
Yeah.
So why would that be bad for losing weight then?
So, well, because it
releases-
triggers your body to store
Right,
fat.
yeah.
I see.
I mean, I'm not an endocrinologist, so I can't talk you down the cascade,
Yeah.
but
It's
not
bad for fat.
it's not
It's really
good.
bad
Yeah,
for fat. Your body will hold and store fat.
Right.
And you can feel sometimes when your cortisol levels are high. It's like you'll wake up and feel like if I wasn't sleeping, if I was really stressed out, I'll wake up in a mirror. I would just look like very weird, fat, drained. It's like, oh god, it sucks. You know what I mean?
Also, there's other things to it too.
Yeah, but
increased cortisol is just not good overall.
Not-
But
yeah.
I can't. Don't quote me on the fucking specifics of it though.
I don't think it matters. It
It
sucks.
doesn't. We
It's
know
not
the
good.
overall.
Yeah,
we know
yeah,
the
yeah.
general rule.
Yeah.
But what were we just?
So jiu-jitsu, that's not all that you. It's actually if you were going to jiu-jitsu purely for the, let's say, aesthetic, physical benefits, then it's
not the
yeah.
thing you want to be doing.
For
People can lose weight,
I'll
you
say
know.
for a new-
If you're drastically out of shape,
and have done it
jiu-jitsu
before,
will absolutely because
absolutely.
you're pulling, you're pushing, you're moving. It's
Yeah.
cardio, it's strength. There is factors to that, but
there's
there's
a point.
there's a
Yeah.
ceiling to that
Yeah,
benefit
yes.
definitely that
Definitely
can
so.
only be overcome by actually good strength and athletic training.
And in fact, it will probably hinder in movement-based shit. It'll probably hinder you.
Oh yeah.
If you don't do
If you
the
don't-
things. Yeah.
So I think there's like these jiu-jitsu purists that are like, pure technique is what should get you there. But I mean, and I think we touched on this last time too. Is like I'm a
bit,
big
yeah.
proponent of our body is our tool. As an athlete, your body is your tool, and you need to hone that tool. Just like you need to hone your skills and your technique, you need to hone that tool that is your body.
Yeah.
Even if you're a jiu-jitsu purist, because name me one fucking top level athlete in any sport really that doesn't do some type of training for their body.
Right.
all.
They
Every
all
single
do,
one.
and they
Yeah,
all
yeah.
have to. It's just
Go on
vital.
their days, yeah.
Yeah. As much as I was training jiu-jitsu when I was training for these recent competitions, I felt weak when I wasn't doing. I just didn't feel myself. The
Do you
athleticism, the hips, the movement.
Do you think it would have been better if you had a mixed schedule? Let's say hypothetically you're doing 2 or 3 days in the gym combined with your jiu-jitsu schedule, like you actually removed a little bit of jiu-jitsu
Yes.
and focused more on strength.
I think so.
Yeah.
That would have been the ideal schedule if I had a little bit more on the strength and conditioning side.
You know these competitions will happen again. You have opportunity to do shit again. Would that be a shift? Would you do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would not train as much jiu-jitsu. As weird as that sounds.
No, I don't think
I would just cut a couple sessions out because I just had a couple too many sessions which were getting in the way of the strength training. I would cut a couple sessions out and I would replace them with strength and conditioning and make sure that that is there and is not dipping below a certain point because that's just a huge aspect of it. Huge. Actually, a lot of fighters, by the time you get to fight camp, really the only thing you should be focusing on is that strength and conditioning portion.
Yeah, they're technically you're not going to teach them new shit.
Yeah, you're not going to be a better fighter in fight camp.
No, that's
right?
8 weeks.
You're doing strength and conditioning, making sure your body is on point and ready to go to battle.
These fighters are always in fight camp. It's like a non-stop fucking. They always have to be ready on weight. I mean, if opportunity knocks and you're 25 pounds over.
Yeah, Bissett was talking about that before he got his shot in the UFC. He knew it was coming, but he didn't know when, and he knew he had to basically be on call at all times. So when he finally got that shot, he was like, "Dude, it was such a fucking relief because he no longer had to be on weight and on point at all times. You cannot peak for that long. It comes back to the cyclical thing. Like even Olympic weightlifters take like a season off every year and just do like swimming and different shit because you cannot peak all year long. You just can't be on a perpetual
do you guys
peak.
ever take a break from jiu-jitsu and strength training and focus on anything else? Or?
Well, I haven't. Hypothetically, I put both those on a back burner. I'll say on average 2 days in the gym, 3 days on a mat. And that's like 2 to 3 days on a mat compared to business, which was taking over everything compared to back in the day. And I was thinking about it earlier, it's like those 5:30 sessions that we have, the competition, that started off as a private lesson for me with Formiga and Coach Steve. That's what it's for, right? And I kept inviting people in, and sooner or later that became...
Boy, that changed a lot since those days.
Shit, right? So then 10 a.m. on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Monday and Wednesday, was the same thing for me again, okay? At 10 a.m., I had to do a private with Formiga, but I invite, sooner or later, I guess that's a secret, do privates, let's go by. I really like I actually like the 10 a.m. slot.
There's never a time in my, not to interrupt, but there's never a time in my life where I would completely remove myself from jiu-jitsu. Never, ever, ever. You gotta maintain that base, just like you have to maintain the base of fitness.
There's been rarely a week in the past, barring major injuries, I'd say in the past, 15 years, I've not been on a mat, I would say at least twice a week. I think it's a couple thing. When you all look down to it, probably more 2.0 that's
there's a spiritual component to that too. Like maybe weightlifters can take a season off, but as far as jiu-jitsu, jiu-jitsu is my meditation. Jiu-jitsu is my connection to my primal self. Jiu-jitsu is that thing that clears out. I don't care who you are, what kind of day you had, what kind of life you have right now. When you're on the mat and a motherfucker's trying to choke you and you're trying to choke them, you are not thinking about that shit.
Nope.
You are thinking about that moment and that moment only. And that is that meditative state. That is flow state. It's like automatically you're in flow state. Something that in normal daily life is very difficult to attain. But when you're in that fight or flight struggle, there's nowhere else you are. You are there. You're in the moment. It's beautiful.
Incredible. Beautiful.
It's an incredible feeling. And when you're done, the best conversations you've ever had are after jiu-jitsu. When you've gotten that out, when you've been in that state, and now you're just I just feel good, man.
It's cool. So Adam had a great roll today. My cousin Adam, we haven't rolled in a while, and but it came over on the wall. What's up, brother?
What's up?
And just start talking jiu-jitsu and life. And fucking sweating like motherfuckers and just being brothers and
you don't reach I feel like normies, modern man, don't reach that level.
No,
you don't reach that level,
that's
man.
Just something different.
That's just a deeper level with
your variety of different ways. We're talking about nature.
It doesn't have to be jiu-jitsu.
That's so. She's actually going to bring it back to a little bit of that thing of balancing your priorities. It doesn't have to be jiu-jitsu, right? And I've noticed in my life there's been multiple different things that interest me, and this whole new thought process I'm having lately now is like, I'm not going to feel guilty for not loving purely jiu-jitsu anymore, that I can do other things, you know what I mean? I'm going to branch out and really do the things that make me happy, and see if my stupid thought process can bring them all together and make them cool, you know what I mean?
You can't help what you love, right? When I was doing Kyokushin, I thought that was...
Help what you
can't help what you love.
I got some wrong comments. I can't help it.
That's for Patreon.
Patriarchy.
Patreon. You can't help what you love. Like when I was doing Kyokushin, I thought that was going to be what I did for the rest of my life. And then I found my mistress, Jiu-Jitsu, and slowly I wanted to get closer and closer to my mistress of Jiu-Jitsu, and then eventually you MMA. Then from Jiu-Jitsu, MMA, from MMA almost back to Jiu-Jitsu, and now it's been Jiu-Jitsu, ongoing and ever going. Ever going.
Jiu-Jitsu is one of those things you're just gonna keep.
You have to keep it.
It's just gonna. I think if you're really doing Jiu-Jitsu for the reasons we're talking about, Jiu-Jitsu is something you just keep. Like, and it stays.
And there will be dips. You've experienced a dip.
God, multiple dips.
But you gotta keep going through those dips because if you give up during that dip, you will regret it. Read the book. I haven't even read it, but I'm recommending it. The Dip by Seth Godin. I will read it. It's supposed to be a short one, but it's about that thing. Everything you do has a dip. Whether you start a new business. Jiu-Jitsu.
Let's do this because it works perfectly. Ready? Here's a perfect transition.
Go.
Ready?
Say it.
You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Fucking resistance.
All right.
Baby. Why people quit? Why the dips? What happens during those dips? What's going on in the fucking brain that causes you that resistance that popping?
Resistance
that causes people to say no.
Yeah.
And bitch out.
Resistance is like. It's almost like this gravity. It's like Satan. It's just fucking pulling you
my mind. I
down.
was saying it's the devil. It's
like
the devil. It's this enticing.
It wants you down.
Presents things in all these different ways.
It's like gravity on the metaphysical level, just pressing you down. And every day you have to use your muscles, your flex those muscles to stand up against resistance. Resistance is that thing that tells you not to clean up after yourself or not to make your bed in the morning.
Anything.
Not to clean up after yourself. Not to go to jiu-jitsu. Not to lift weights. You have to be able to hear that voice and say, I hear you, but I'm not listening to you.
Yeah.
And it'll come up with a million different reasons and a million different ways to tell you not to do what you're supposed to do.
What is it? The
War of Art.
Steven
Pressfield.
There we go.
That is a fucking amazing book. It's a short read. Wow. I've handed that out to people as a gift because it's that powerful.
So I call those bathroom books.
Yes.
You sit in the
easy
bathroom,
read.
You pick it up when you're dropping a deuce. You read a couple pages.
See, these days it's all about the phone on the deucer.
Yeah, well, I agree, right? Because I do that too. But
yes,
I used to have a nice rack in my old house where I just
with
had
the Milo Strength books.
Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah, man, all my.
I've taken many a deuce in your condo bathroom.
Yeah. Milo Strength books.
It's kind of amazing though that like the resistance is all in your head, right?
Or is it an external force? How do we know? Who knows? Is it internal or is it external?
Because sometimes I feel like there are external forces happening. Like I'll get bummed out or pissed off about something that happens in my day, and like use that as an excuse maybe to cop out.
Easy.
Easy. I feel like resistance.
See, that's a tool that resistance uses.
Yeah, I feel like it's a little voice, it's a little thing that's this little internal, minute, unseen conversation that goes on. Come on.
And I've lost the battle to resistance
all the time,
many a time over the years. But when you lose that battle, you feel like shit. Yeah. You fucking hate. You're just angry. You're like, I lost that battle, and now I'm in a grumpy fucking mood. Every time you can always trace it back to losing some little battle throughout the day with resistance.
And what happens though, what's shitty is that when the first sign of resistance happens, it like gets a stronghold. It gets a foothold. You know what I mean?
Which actually goes to another really good book, The Compound Effect. I think it's by Darren Hardy. It talks about momentum. So every time you let resistance win, you are now greasing that groove for it to win again the next day and again the next day. Every time, like for me, like okay, this sounds stupid, but flossing, right? If I'm like I won't floss tonight, I'm too tired. Then I'm more likely to not do it again the next day, right? So it's just the same thing with like that's why I won't take a hot shower because it'll just be that easy for me next time to say let's just it just opens up that groove. So resistance is that thing that tells you you're too tired to floss today. Fucking floss anyway. If that's a thing for you, or cold shower, or fucking go to jiu-jitsu. Resistance is that thing that tells you not to do what you should be doing, and you have to overcome that. It's that daily struggle. It's gravity.
So here's another perfect segue, right?
Yeah.
Ready? This one?
Say it.
So here's some great ways to deal with resistance.
Ooh.
Holding yourself accountable.
Accountable.
Yes.
Ooh.
Bruce.
All right.
Bruce, come on. It's fun. You gotta deal with Bruce sometimes.
Sometimes Bruce fucking does some shit.
Fucking dog.
That's his own podcast. Bruce does some shit.
She's probably Bruce has a shit.
He's a piece of shit. Don't worry, bro. Go. We can hold down the fort in here, man. We're gonna talk about you. We're gonna talk about you.
Actually, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, right, go let Bruce take a shit.
Fucking 2 people are watching. It's not like we're gonna break their hearts.
Never reveal the viewer count.
Oh, I'm sorry. 206 people.
You know how many people are gonna watch this after the fact? A lot.
A lot.
Because you know what? We have value to the world.
You're right.
We've been on a journey for a long time that maybe some people haven't been on, maybe some people have, but I think there's a lot of value that maybe not every human being, but a lot of human beings can add to the world.
Of course.
I don't want to listen to what everyone has to say, though.
No.
That's what's so weird about social media and Facebook. It's like everybody has this microphone to the world, or what they think is the world.
Yeah.
And they just use it in such weird ways.
It almost seems like a mental illness.
Yeah.
Or it's causing a mental illness in some people, I think, right? Because when you can, like, tweet someone, and you feel like you're actually talking to them.
Yeah.
Even though it's someone
I'm part of the conversation.
Right. Although it may
I think Facebook is the worst culprit. But I'm not even on Twitter, so I don't know.
I'm not either. I would...
But you hear these dudes on Rogan, you know, these comedians or people who are on the Twitterverse or whatever, and they talk about how toxic it is and how, like, man, I have to remove myself. So it's like this drug, right? They're like, man, I did a little too much Twitter this week, man. You know, It's like a fucking drug. Social media is a drug, and physically, it is just like a drug. Mm-hmm. It's releasing dopamine. Every like, every comment, every share, every little interaction is releasing dopamine because you're searching for approval. Mm-hmm. There's these cool images of like likes as a line of cocaine and somebody snorting like a line of likes. That's exactly what's happening in your brain. It's the same chemical that cocaine fucking releases. Dopamine, so our pleasure, our reward.
The key then is to mix coke with
Facebook. Do cocaine and get on social media.
Typing away.
Tootski. That's from Wolf of Wall Street. Matthew McConaughey. They're in the restaurant. He's like, Tootski?
One of my top 5 favorite movies.
Oh God.
I love.
I fucking absolutely easily top 5.
Yeah.
Easily top 5. Gets you excited to fucking make some money though, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Oh man. His speech when he talks about I've been a rich man and I have been a poor man and I choose rich every time. He's like, I want you to deal with your problems by becoming rich. Oh, that fucking fires me up.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird. There was a point in my life where up until that point, I had never once considered money. Money came in and money left my hands like a fucking butterfly flying out of your hands. It was like dust in the wind, man. I did not think about it. All I cared about was being a good fighter, being a good athlete, and just zoned in. And then all of a sudden, when mid-20s, like 25, 26 years old, I think, some switch flipped. I think it was when I graduated school, hit the workforce and realized that I was in this for as long until I worked my way out.
Exactly.
I was in this rat race. I was in this slave trade until I fucking worked my way out. So I realized, oh shit, I gotta get in gear and earn my freedom.
Yeah.
Because you're like, it's like indentured fucking servitude.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, this is the modern slavery.
Right.
Consumerism and just the student debt. I have 6 figures in student debt. And it's a fucking chain around my neck. And I was like, oh shit, okay. As soon as I graduated school, I got super depressed because I realized this is your life now. And then I realized, okay, I have to work my way out. That's when I found real estate. I felt this insane feeling of relief and happiness because I knew I found, and I couldn't stop talking about it as people around me know, to their detriment, to their fucking chagrin. Couldn't stop talking about it for a while because it was that feeling of like, okay, I found that thing that's going to earn me my freedom. I found my golden ticket, you know? I don't know how we got on that. So there was a switch that flipped where I was like, I care about money now. I want to become free. I want to live that lifestyle. I don't remember how we got on that.
It's natural progression. I don't remember.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah. I want you to deal with your problems by becoming rich. Exactly. Yeah, so anyway, there was a point in my life where I was like, okay, I care now. And I think a lot of people go through that at some point. They're like, okay, I'm ready now.
It's not a bad thing to want to make money.
I don't think so. Because to me, money is not just money. Money equals freedom. I want to be free. I want freedom for my family.
And you can't escape it. That's what you have to do.
We are in this system. It sucks that we are, but this is what it is. You know, we didn't grow up in some tribe. You know, which it would be cool. Like if all you had to do was go out and catch your dinner that night and go home and and dance around the fire. And they have so much more leisure time than modern humans do.
I know.
I wish we were born in a tribe, you know, but that is what it is. We do the best we can in our modern culture, but yeah, I want that freedom. I don't want to fucking live in this rat race for the rest of my life, and I think that's valid.
I see
nothing wrong with that, you know.
Right.
Play the game well so you can earn your way out.
Yeah.
Essentially, but so what were we going to talk about? Accountability.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I think this is an important one because when I think about how long you and I have been doing this shit. That what's been unique is we've always held each other accountable
for years.
And almost since day one. You know, whether the whole I'm running, doing the sprints or doing running in the morning, right? And
running together in the morning when I was in Uchideshi,
right?
Living with Shion Fujiwara, and that's how I met you. And we started running in the morning. Like I didn't run with any other students from that dojo.
Yeah.
Like in the mornings and shit. Like. Well, you lived nearby, and then we started holding each other accountable for those runs, you know? And believe it or not, Matt Briers can actually, I don't know about anymore, but back then could run pretty well.
Yeah.
You were a lot lighter, too, but you could run pretty well, because you did cross-country.
I did cross-country track,
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, little known fact about Matt Briers.
I can run.
Yeah.
I don't like to run, but...
I don't know if you could now, though. Because you're like 40, 50 pounds heavier than you were then.
And I ran for a while. I tried running for doing sprints, and what I discovered was after I hurt my groin, I discovered that it really bothers my groin, like that pushing off, like rotation, whatever it is. Really
injuries, getting older.
Yeah, so it's
it's running is tough on the body.
I consider it kind of like you were talking about Jiu-Jitsu. You know how it breaks down the body.
Yes.
Running is a lot like that too.
I agree.
Your knees, your joints.
Although I would like to read that book, Born to Run, because I hear it makes a case that running is part of our DNA. Like it is within
running.
us. This long distance, sort of slow paced running.
Yeah.
You know, marathoning and fucking.
I like it.
I don't do it
breathing
anymore.
You get into a rhythmic breathing. It's deeper.
Absolutely,
and heavier.
it's meditative. There's a runner's high.
Yeah.
There's a runner's high. I used to run 7 miles a day when I was living with Shion, and well, I couldn't keep weight on for that reason. But that feeling though, when you're done with a 7 mile run, is fucking euphoric. Or even a 1 mile run or a 2 mile run, whatever you're at. And that's another thing. Like when you're a runner and you're supposed to run every day, resistance is one of those things that'll. Don't go for that run today. Don't go for that run today. You just get off me. Yeah. I'm going out for my run today, and that's fucking bad.
It's cool because I go back to the accountability is holding myself, Tom Moreno, holding myself accountable for those days. Showing up on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, being there helped out a lot.
Like literally text someone and tell them you're coming to class.
Right.
Whatever.
And you publicly announced it, which is another way to hold yourself accountable. Because when you do that. Well, so there's some things to say that to support the fact that that's actually a bad thing to do is announce your goals, announce what you're going to do because it gives you that same satisfaction, and then people end up not doing it. But in another way, it is a way to hold yourself accountable
for me,
if you're a strong human being.
It was not. What I was actually trying to talk about was the message of accountability in that. And what I think people perceived that it was, look how good I'm doing. Which, if you know me, I could care the fuck less how you think I'm doing. What I do care about, what I found that I was happy about sharing was that the lesson of by telling Oz, I will do this for you. Okay, I've given you my word, I've given you my commitment, I give you my energy. I'm going to do this for you, and me not showing up will hurt more than the fact of what resistance can get.
Right.
You know, whatever resistance can throw at you is not good enough for me to break my word.
That pact. Absolutely. Yeah, so we've worked out together for years. Remember back in the day, Gold's Gym?
Oh yeah.
Fucking, you're gonna be there at whatever time. We used to text each other. All right, super squats today. I'm fucking nervous. All right. Nervous. Super squats. If you don't know super squats, it's this program where you do 20 rep squats with breathing in between, and by the end of it, you're fucking dying. And it is a workout to get nervous about. But you will pack on dozens of pounds of muscle. You drink a gallon of milk and you do super squats and you will gain. I gained like 40 pounds within like a year and a half, dude. It was insane.
No, it's insane. Like I think it's probably responsible for. I would probably say bulk of my growth because we did that for. Because I was comfortably about maybe 200-ish, 210 when we first met.
You definitely bulked up when you started doing super squats. 3 times a week we were doing.
I easily put getting to some 30 because
fucking weight.
Because now I comfortably walk around like 235, 240, in that range, and that's That wasn't before. That wasn't that wasn't my body.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So I was underfed walking around at 155, and I shot up to 185 within a year and a half as soon as I left Shion's house. Wasn't getting enough meat or calories whatsoever. Training 6 hours a day, you just can't get that much food in.
God.
You just can. There's only so much time in a day to eat.
You're a prison baby.
Yeah, that's nuts. How dare you?
In the
prison baby.
In the Red Cavalier.
So what else? I think that's. Well, I mean, that's pretty much. Fucking,
let's, what is that right there?
We'll cut it there. How long's it been?
We're about an hour. We started a little early.
That's pretty good.
I think we can leave it there. That's good.
Yeah,
you know,
we covered some good stuff.
We got 100 million people watching right now, so it's not like.
No, we covered some good stuff,
I think
man.
we did some good stuff.
Doesn't matter who's watching. We're putting out good content.
Yeah,
That's what matters.
I'm happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got a dislike though.
Oh. Well, anyway.
Sorry to ruin your day, person.
Right. Fuck.
Frowny.
Was that
Sean, I like the guy. I like the training. You guys are doing a great job. Just wish you're closest. Message retracted, Sandra.
All right then.
Sandra always.
All right, guys.
That's it.
Thank you.
All right, man.
Have a good night.
Thanks.
Thank you all. We'll see you.
Thanks, guys.
Oh,